One thing 2020 taught me, I would not last in prison. Not having anywhere to go is strange because it makes me feel caged in. And that's weird because like I chose this place and nobody chooses prison. I don't feel like myself. I don't look like myself. I got this Sideshow Bob shit going on. Bro, I need a retwist. It sucks, but real talk, Bummy been the list since 2018. This pandemic left us all in a lot of strange circumstances. Plans people had for the whole year, up in smoke. Lives changed just as quick. It's making me really appreciate and emphasize my blessings because there's people that won't wake up tomorrow. There's people that don't have what they need to have today to survive. And I have all my basic human needs met. Sure, I mean, my pockets hurt a little bit. Money's a little funny. It's just hilarious. But all my problems are inconveniences. And that's something to really just sit and soak in. That's something I try to remind myself as often as I can. It kind of blows my mind to think about how the human race is collectively sharing in a traumatic experience. And trauma isn't great, but I do understand trauma's role in people's improving their own lives and just generally getting their shit together. And I 100% believe anybody can take this awkward time and use it as an opportunity for growth. And not like, oh, if you don't come out of quarantine with a business, you weren't trying type shit. The kind of growth I'm talking about is spiritual growth, mental growth, the kind of growth that matters, physical growth if you're working out. The goal is to leave the trial stronger than you went in. I feel like my quarantine was mainly an attempt to step back and recenter myself because I was spending so much energy in so many different places and I felt like I was really scattered. But then Corona kind of just wiped my slate clean and said, hey, focus on you for this brief period of time. So that's what I did. First, I had so much time by myself. Most of the time I had by myself before quarantine was just rest to prepare for the time I was not gonna be by myself because I'm not that social. I'm a social person, but my capacity for that is very low. So I was just alone with my thoughts for a long time and partaking in whatever other bored shenanigans. Cutting hair is my favorite thing to do. It's been my sole focus for the last 3 years of my life. Like, y'all, I'm real life made for this. I'm wired to spend the majority of the day with just laser focus on a task. And that task is usually, well, it used to be just making my clients look good. Being productive makes me feel like I did something, that I'm worth something. And since I'm a workaholic, I'm always making more work for myself to feel productive. I honestly tried, I tried to make a schedule. I tried to get up really early, but it's so hard. Like, getting up is a lot harder when you have nowhere to be and nothing to do. So I always end up just going back to sleep. I was really hurt when gyms were closed because I thought bare minimum, like if I get bored during quarantine, hey, I can go to the gym. I just started doing little home workouts, but it's so hard to stay consistent when the place you work out, like your designated place to work out, is just a few feet from where you sleep. I miss being outside so much. I understand that I can always go outside, but being outside is different when you have a reason to be there. I go get the mail so often now just to be outside. And it's all cool. Like I step outside, the sun hit me, I'm feeling good. Like 2 minutes later, I have the mail and I realize there is nothing left for me to do out here. Let me take my ass back inside. But I had to show myself some care and attention. You know, took a long shower, greased my scalp, gave myself a facial, just to show myself I care. Between work and school, there's a lot of things that I wanted to do for a really long time, but I decided not to just because I thought, oh, you know what? I don't have the time for that. Just allocating attention from what I had to do was not an option. And there was a lot of things that I used to do, but that kind of phased out because I decided I didn't have the time for anymore. And I feel like I got back to my roots, like hobbies that I like, that I thoroughly enjoy. Finally pulled the trigger and started video editing, as you can see. With this whole video editing journey, something that caught me off guard was going into new craft as a beginner. I forgot what that was like. I've been barbering for so long, and it's been so long since I've been a beginner. That feeling of knowing you're a novice, that was really uncomfortable. And it kind of made me happy because it reminded me that there's still so many directions for us all to stretch and grow and become stronger, more capable versions of ourselves. My quarantine's about up. Should be back in the shop soon. And this was definitely not something that I wanted, but it might have been something that I needed because it definitely allowed me time to recenter and just refocus on what I really care about. I'm not really sure why I made this video. I figured it was something to document, share with people. But y'all, try not to get caught up in all the depressing stuff because there's always gonna be a multitude of blessings just around us that we're neglecting at any given moment. In the wise words of Dwayne Carter, ain't about what you walk away from, it's about what you walk away with. What are you walking out of quarantine 2020 with?